Good morning, my dear students. In the previous class, we have to discussing about our rich heritage, especially in this chapter. We are discussing about that the architecture of the Indian history. Those architectures they has constructed by some Muslim rulers. Those have the Taj Mahal, the Fatehpur Sikri, the Red Fort, isn't it? Those are have constructed by the Muslim rulers. And Red Fort, where it has constructed, they constructed by whom, and what it shows and what it indicates regarding for the Indian culture, and for whose the memory purpose the Shahjahan has built the Taj Mahal. In such kind of the things we have to discuss in the last period, isn't it? Now, in one more building is there in the architecture, that is the Purana Qawwali. Now we are discussing the Purana Qawwali, isn't it? The Purana Qawwali are old fort in Delhi. It is another name is Old Fort of Delhi. This is the Old Fort of Delhi, isn't it? It is also considered to the site of Indraprastha. It is the site of Indraprastha. The Indraprastha, this city has built by Pandavas in the Mahabharata. So, the Purana Qawwali, it is another name is the Old Fort of Delhi. It is the Old Fort of Delhi, and this site of Indraprastha, it is the site of Indraprastha. This site has constructed by the Pandavas in the Mahabharata. The two epics has held in India. The one is the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. In the Mahabharata, during the time of the Mahabharata, so the Pandavas constructed the site of Indraprastha. Its name of place Indraprastha, isn't it? So, although now in ruins, it means some remaining things. Ruins, it means remaining things. Some ruins of the fort has high walls. The Purana walls, it has high walls and lofty gateways. The lofty gateways of one tower in the fort house the library from where the Mughal Empire. What happened? One great tragedy was held in this place. The great emperor of the Mughal, his name was Humayun. What was his name? See, Humayun. He has slipped on that the Old Fort of Delhi, and he was died in that tragedy. Isn't it? This is the detailed explanations about the Purana Qawwali. And now, so we are discussing the next architecture of the Indian history. It is also considered the great heritage of the Indian history. That is the tomb of Humayun's tomb. Now we are discussing the Humayun Humayun's tomb. Such kind of the buildings they have built by the Muslim ruler. The Humayun, he belongs to Mughal Empire. He constructed his tomb, the Humayun's tomb in Delhi. The Humayun's tomb, where it was the Humayun's tomb? In Delhi. And the Humayun's buried this Mughal Emperor, this beautiful monument made by sandstone and marble stone. As a tomb, it should be built by sandstone, and also he has used when it should be constructed his tomb in Delhi. This tomb has made by the marble stone as a tomb, but they have been using this kind of the stones, isn't it? And the design of the Humayun's tomb is said to have influenced the design of the Taj Mahal. The Humayun has said he has after the death of the Humayun, he has built his tomb. Just he has decided about his beauty of the tomb. Just is constructed like the Taj Mahal. What he has the kind of the dream. The Taj Mahal. Beauty of the Taj Mahal. It was built by his wife Hamida Banu Begum. This Humayun tomb has built by his wife. What was the wife of the Humayun? Hamida Banu Begum. Hamida Banu Begum. She had constructed his husband's tomb in Delhi. It is very famous. The beauty of this tomb as like the Taj Mahal. Hamida Banu Begum, Humayun's tomb has been declared as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. What a miracle! As a tomb, it should be got the name in the World Heritage Site of UNESCO. It is the great achievement and it is the great desire of the wife of the Humayun. What was her name? So, Hamida Banu Begum. This is the detailed explanation, the brief explanations about the Humayun tomb. Now we move towards the next aspects in this chapter, the Qutub Minar. And the Qutub Minar has constructed by whom and what kind of purpose they have constructed in this monument, this architecture building. Now we are discussing the Qutub Minar. Here, the Qutub Minar is the tall tower that rises to height of 72.5 meters. What is the height of the Qutub Minar? 72.5 meters. It is a tall shape like it's a tower. The Qutub Minar shape is just like a tower. It is a tall tower. It has got a height 72.5 meters. 72.5 meters. Isn't it? It is the tallest brick minaret in the world. The tower has intricately carved the balconies. It should have got a balconies. It means the steps. The construction of Qutub Minar was started by the fourth Sultan of Delhi Sultanate, Qutubuddin Aibak. This Qutub Minar construction has started by the fourth Sultan of Delhi Sultanate. What was his name? कुतुब वुद दिन ऐबक Kutubuddin Aibak Kutubuddin Aibak, he has started constructing only, but he has not finished the building or the monument, isn't it? And who has completed this building? The Altam Shah or Iltamash has completed the Qutub Minar construction. This is the detailed explanations about the Qutub Minar. Those buildings, they are regarding for the architectures, and those buildings they have constructed by the Muslim ruler. Those who are ruled in India in the medieval Indian history, those buildings they belongs to the Muslim. They are constructed by those buildings by the Muslim ruler. Now we are studying about the temples of India. Temples of India. Yes, those temples they have constructed by the Hindu rulers. The temples in India have splendid the carvings and the architecture. Some of them are over the 1,000 years old. 1,000 years old temples are there. The reminds to the country rich tradition and the cultures. The temples, it shows that the rich tradition of the nation, tradition and culture of our nation, isn't it? Here, so which kind of the traditions they had and which kind of the cultures they have, this kind of the information we have got by the temples. And in South India, the architecture of ancient India temples showcases the brilliant skill of Indian craftspersons. These temples, some of which date back to more than 2,000 years, the display, the intricate, the carving and the sculptures depicting gods and goddesses, the animals and everyday activities of the people. The temples, it gives a lot of information about the society, during the society. ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ದೇವಾಲಯಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ದೇವಾಲಯಗಳು ಹಿಂದೂ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಟದಿಂದ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಆಗಲ್ಪಡ್ತವ. ಈ ಹಿಂದೂ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಟದಿಂದ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಆಗಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ದೇವಾಲಯಗಳು ಈ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ರೀತಿ ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂಪ್ರದಾಯಗಳನ್ನು ಅನುಸರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅನ್ನತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನ ಇವು ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಡುತ್ತವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. And so which are the main temples they are constructed in the medieval Indian history? First we should take one of the great temples in India, that is the Meenakshi temple. Which is that? Meenakshi, Madurai Meenakshi temple. Okay. The Meenakshi temple in Madurai, where it is? In Madurai. And Madurai, Tamil Nadu is one of the best known example of South Indian architecture. In Tamil Nadu, it is in southern part of the India. In that state, the world famous temples they had constructed. It is very famous for the Indian architecture. There are 12 soaring towers known as the Gopurams in the huge temple complex. Huge Gopuram contains the figure of gods and goddesses, the human beings and animals. What it indicates? The temples, they are indicated that the customs and traditions of the people, The human beings and animals, they are painted in bright colors. The Meenakshi temple has painted the bright colors. Bright, it means the glorified, glowing, shining colors, shining colors. The temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati. This temple, the Meenakshi temple, has dedicated the god of Shiva. Dedicated the Lord Shiva and goddesses Parvati. Parvati, it means the Meenakshi. Meenakshi. Parvati or Meenakshi. This is the explanations about the Meenakshi temple. Now we move towards another important temple of the Indian history. That is a Sun temple. The second one is the Sun temple. Sun temple. Surya Devalaya. The Sun temple in Konark. This is in Madurai. The Meenakshi temple in Madurai. The Sun temple in Konark. Odisha is another magnificent work of the temple architecture. The Odisha is famous for the constructing the temples. It has got the magnificent architecture places. The temple is built in the work of temple is built in the form of the chariot drawn by the 7 horses. It is heavenly decorated with the stone carvings. The temple stands for the journey of the sun across the sky from dawn to dusk. The temple has covering down to dusk. It means the when sun has come, the east to west, that kind of the picture has shown in that place. And there are 20 faces of the stone wheels. The Sun temples, it has 12 face of fields. At the base of the temple, the 12 face of the wheels, where it was the base of the temple. Base of the temple. Base of the temple and the wheels and spokes serve the sundials. The wheels also spoke to survey the sundials. It is also known as the Black Pagoda due to its dark color. In the olden times, the sailor could see the form of the sea. It means the sailors also they got how the roots. They can't understanding the any other land faces to the sailors. When in the Sun temple they had made the lighting on the top of the temple, the sailors they recognized the place. Oh, it is the Sun temple. We move towards the eastern direction or western direction or the southern part and northern part. In such a way that the sailors they have recognized and find out the ways. This is the explanations about the Sun temple. Now let us continue that chapter. That the next aspects of this chapter, the Sanchi temple. Sanchi Stupa. Sanchi Stupa. Yes, the Buddhist stupas in Sanchi in Madhya Pradesh. Buddhist Sanchis are there. It is in Madhya Pradesh. Saranath in Uttar Pradesh were built in times of the Mauryan Empire. The Sanchi Stupa and the Saranath temple has constructed by the Mauryan empires, built by the Mauryan empires. I think you have studied about the Mauryan empire, Mauryan dynasty in the last year. Bindusara, then Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya, he was the founder of the Mauryan dynasty, and after his death he got the power of the Mauryan dynasty, the Bindusara, and after the death of the Bindusara he took the power of the Mauryan dynasty as great Ashoka. This is the expressions about the Mauryan dynasty. Sanchi Stupa and Saranatha, those temples they are constructed by the Mauryan Empire. Ashoka, in the Sanchi Stupa there are 4 gateways called Toranas. The Ashoka has made the 4 gateways for this Sanchi Stupa, that is called Toranas. The Toranas have carving of the Buddha in different stages of his life and his teaching. Each carvings they have got informations about the Buddha and his teaching. The Buddha is shown through the symbols such as the lotus representing his birth, the banyan tree showing his enlightenment of the teaching, and the footprint or the empty throne the highlighting his presence. Yes, in the Sanchi Stupa it gives the lot of informations about the Gautama Buddha. Yes, what happens? Let us go on in the next period, the paintings. In the next period we are discussing about paintings. Okay, thank you. Now you take the homework. Write about Meenakshi temple. Meenakshi temple. The first question is, the Humayun tomb has constructed by whom? So then second question is, where is the Qutub Minar? Then third was, write about the Meenakshi temple. Please write down the answers for those questions. Thank you.